channel. I have some news that I'd like to share with you, but obviously this video is gonna be a tutorial on the look that I am wearing right now. It was basically using, well, the eye look was using the Morphe 35o palette, which, let's be honest, is in such high demand. It's always sold out, but they do keep restocking it in small amounts, it seems. If you don't have this palette in your life, you seriously need it. I'll link my full review that I did on my blog down below with swatches and everything on that. So if you want to know more about this palette, then go and check that out. It's super cheap. You can see the pigment. I am absolutely in love with it. But the news that I wanted to share with you is that I got engaged on Valentine's Day. You know, because I said in my last video, which was now 2 weeks ago, that I wasn't going to film on Saturday and upload on the Sunday because it was Valentine's Day. I had such a busy weekend, I just felt that I needed it off. But little did I know, I am so glad that I didn't film and upload on Sunday, because that would have been crazy busy, because that is when my boyfriend decided to propose to me on Valentine's Day itself. And I know people have been asking a few questions, so I'll just clear that up now. If you are new here or whatever and you don't want to listen to me ramble on, honestly, just skip into like 5 minutes of the video and enjoy the tutorial. For those who are interested, I'll just give you a little bit of information, background information on me and my boyfriend and how we proposed and all that sort of thing. So we've been going out since we were 17 years old, pretty much. 17, 18 years old. We met in school and we actually broke up when I went to university for a year. But I got in touch, he's called John, so I got back in touch with John. I sent him a letter to his house, which sounds really lame, but I didn't want to do it over Facebook. I wanted to do it in a nice sort of way because it was a pretty brave thing to do, I think, to get back in touch with an ex-boyfriend. But we met up and went on a date, and he came back to my house after the date to see my mum, and my mum loves him so much she gave him this huge hug and couldn't stop screaming. But whatever, that was like 3-4 years ago now. So we've been getting stronger and stronger, and I've been thinking maybe he will propose very soon. But then it never happens. Like, we go to events and I think maybe tonight is the night. That little inkling in my head would be like, maybe. And it obviously never happened. And I completely I did not think he would propose on Valentine's Day, because we've always said that's so cliche and so cheesy and that's not us at all. So I was completely thrown off by the fact that that's when he did it. I was in such shock. And it goes to show, I think, that when you expect something, it's not really going to happen, but if you don't expect something to happen, that's when it happens. It's a bit crap really, but I found that out in life with a lot of things. So I'll show you my ring if you can see it. It's a princess cut, and it's got one big square diamond in the middle, and it's surrounded by other little, so one diamond in the middle surrounded by 12. It's a platinum ring. And I feel so lucky to have this, especially because we have literally no money. He emptied his bank account to get me this ring. He basically proposed by taking me on a walk down by the river. I live in a small town called Chester in England. And I thought we were going for breakfast, because he was like, right, let's get out of the house by 9 o'clock. And I was thinking, 9 o'clock on a Sunday, on Valentine's Day, don't we get a little bit of a lion? But he said, no, we'll go for breakfast, it'll be good. We never go for breakfast, which we don't. So I was like, okay, it could be good. So I was really looking forward to breakfast. But on the way to walking to this little cafe we were sort of aiming for on the river, we walked sort of, he said, let's go up onto the walls. And Chester is like a Roman city, and back in the day the walls protected the Romans on the inside from the people on the outside, so it was like a barrier. But now obviously they're so popular with tourists and everything, and they are beautiful because they're like the original walls. So we were walking on them, and he stopped and he sort of made a comment about the river, because he's a fisherman, and I thought, he's obviously interested in what the river's doing. It was flowing very fast because of all the rain we've had and stuff. He whipped my Valentine's Day card that he had hidden in his big coat. It was quite a big card, and hold on, I'm going to show you this card because this is how he proposed. One sec. We're talking really fast, but I'm just so excited and so emotional at the moment, I just can't help it. So this is the card that he like whipped out of his coat pocket. It's just got Happy Valentine's Day, Claire written on it, and some pictures of us in Venice, Anglesey, Coronation Street. Like, honestly, these three, I think, moments were like my favourite of us together, so we put a lot of thought into that. and it had this message inside, which basically says, "Dear Claire," followed by a load of really sweet things. And then at the end it says, "I have a question to ask you." And as I was reading that, I looked over and he was feeling his pocket, and I was thinking, oh my God, what's he getting? He was getting the ring box out of his pocket, and then when I looked down, he was on one knee with the ring out. So that's how it happened, and I was so overwhelmed that I just sort of said, "Are you joking? Oh my gosh, what's happening? Are you joking?" I couldn't remember if I'd even said yes. So I think I said yes twice. But he put the ring on and it's the perfect fit, and it was just the most amazing sort of private proposal, even though it wasn't a public place. There were no people around. On the picture I am grinning so much and I'm crying, but I don't think you can tell in the photo. But anyway, that's how it happened. Sorry to bore you if I was boring you. It's just nice to finally announce it to everyone. So thank you so much for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again next Sunday. Bye. Okay, so after all that emotion, I'm applying my Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer just on my eyelids because I love to use this as an eye primer. This is in the shade Fair, and I am patting it in with my Real Techniques setting brush. Then taking the Morphe 35o palette. These don't have names or numbers, so I'm taking this light one in the top left hand corner and patting it on my eyelids to set that concealer that I just put on. Then I'm taking this shade right here, which is actually pretty much identical to Salted Caramel, which is in the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is just a transition shade that I'm using today. I am focusing mainly on the outer corner, but I am bringing it in more than I usually would today as well. Then taking this slightly darker mid-tone brown, I'm applying this in exactly the same areas that I applied the other shade, but I am bringing it down slightly as well. And then, oh my gosh, my brush is so dirty. I'm taking this darker brown on a more dense brush. This one is from Sigma, I don't know the actual name, but I'm just applying that shade more precisely into the crease and down by the lid as well. And then taking this orangey shade, it's very similar to Makeup Geek Peach Smoothie. I'm applying this sort of right on the top of all those shadows to blend them out even more, but it also adds this little pop of orange, which I really, really love. You can see that I just switched brushes again to the more fluffy one I used at the start. And then taking this bright matte orange, I'm applying this on the brush that came with the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, on the entire lid, all the way outer corner to inner corner, not being very careful with this. And then going back to the more dense brush that I used before, I'm just topping up that brown that I lost. And then using Avon Makeup Setting Spray just to dampen the brush, I'm going in with this gorgeous fiery shade and applying that just in the centre. Now I am going to cop out and do my eyeliner off camera, but for the record, this was the Maybelline New York Master Ink eyeliner in charcoal black, and it is the matte one. And then using my Barry M Showgirl extra volumizing mascara, I'm just coating my lashes, but I'm going to be covering them up anyway with falsies. So this is just a little trick that I do to blend my natural ones to the falsies. I'm using the Prima Lash falsies in black. These are so cheap off Amazon. They are so cheap. I buy them at like 20 at a time, and I'm just popping those on. And then I'm just topping up the liner to hide the glue from the lashes, and then I'm just going to move onto the face. Starting by using the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm to prime my face. If you have no idea why I'm doing this, I will leave my review and demo down below, so go and head over and take a look at that if you want more information. It does look a bit funny and it smells like man, but it definitely works as a primer. And then taking the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation and the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation, because I did have a spray tan and I'm slightly dark still, so I'm sort of mixing those shades together to create my perfect shade. I'm applying this with a Morphe brush. I believe this is the M439 Deluxe Buffing brush. Absolutely love it for foundation, and I'm giving myself a very generous coat. This brush is amazing because it doesn't grab onto any product, it just takes it straight off the back of your hand and applies it directly onto the face, leaves no streaks. I love it. And then taking the MAC Prep and Prime Highlighter in Light Boost, I'm just applying this under the eyes and any areas of the face that I would usually highlight. And then once again taking my setting brush from Real Techniques and blending it all out. Rubbish at showing you what products I'm using today, but this is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. Absolutely love this concealer at the moment, and I'm applying it just under my eyes to give them a little bit of an extra conceal. Now I'm taking the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Finishing Powder. This is a brand new product that I am trying, and so far I love it. As you know, I loved using the Smashbox Photo Set Finishing Powder, but this is obviously a much cheaper version as it is high street or drugstore, and so far I absolutely love it. And then taking the Hoola Bronzer by Benefit. This is in sample size, which is why it's tiny weeny. Anyway, I am taking the Morphe MB5 brush and using this to apply the bronzer. I'm taking the Shade and Light palette by Kat Von D. Oh my gosh, have you tried this palette? You need to. I'm taking that shade right there, which is called Somber. It's a cool tone brown, perfect for us pale skinned girls, and I'm contouring in all the places that I basically bronzed, but I'm doing it more precisely this time using the brush, the Kat Von D double-ended brush that does sort of come along with this palette. I mean, it doesn't officially, but it works so well with it that it was made for it. And then taking the banana shade in the middle, this is called Lyric, and I am just cleaning up underneath the contour there and around the eyes, which you don't see, but I do that as well. And then taking that middle shade from the Morphe 9B Blushed Blush palette, I'm just applying this into the places that I would normally blush. I'm using the Real Techniques brush to do this. And then taking my Becca highlighter, Shimmering Skin Perfector thingy powder in Moonstone, I'm just applying this on an Eco Tools fan brush on all the high points of the face basically. I love being uber highlighted at the moment. I do it above the brow to give the brow an instant lift. It's just a little trick that I always like to do. And then taking my Rimmel London Professional Brow Pencil. Are you proud of me? I finally got rid of the shabby one and changed to a brand new one. Looks much better. I'm just filling in my brows. They are filled in, I'm going in with the Gimme Brow from Benefit, which is just like tinted brow gel, holds them like glue, and it also has fibres in it, so it really thickens them up. I love thick eyebrows, I'm totally guilty for that. Then taking this light orangey brown, I'm using Sigma pencil brush or something, I don't know what it's called. I'm applying this basically on my lower lash line all over, and then mixing those bright orange colours together. I'm applying this mainly in the outer corner and then just mascaring my lower lashes. I'm then lining my lower waterline using a Kohl liner from Bourjois. I think it's discontinued. I love it and it's lasted me years and I don't ever want to let go of it. Now onto the lips. I'm keeping it very simple. I'm just using Velvet Teddy by MAC. It's the gorgeous pinky beigey nude and it's my favourite MAC shade currently. I'm just going to finish off with a little bit of the Avon Makeup Setting Spray. Love this stuff, sets it all, keeps me looking nice and dewy, and that is everything. See you next Sunday. Bye!